He is Scott Burton. He is CEO. There he is. Scott,
Hello.
how's it going, man?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing super well. You are CEO of FansUnite Entertainment.
That's
Ticker
correct.
is FUNFF on the OTC. On the Canadian Stock Exchange, it is ticker fans. You got a good one there, fans.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, and actually your stock is up a good little bit today. I'm looking at my Benzinga Pro watch list here. Your stock's up about 11%, but I will let you take it away, sir.
Great. Thanks for having us at the conference. Someone is saying they don't see the presentation. Let me just.
I see it popping up there. There you are.
Okay. All right. There we go. I'll get going. So yeah, as mentioned, Scott Burton, CEO of FansUnite. We are an online global gaming company, so we cover traditional sports betting, esports betting, and casino. Operate mostly outside of North America until recently. So I'll walk you through the arms of the company because we're really sort of three parts of the business. We have B2B, which is our backbone and the technology that we build around online gambling. Then we go B2C. We do have some direct to consumer sites that we operate. And then we have our games division. All right, I'll skip that. You can read the disclaimer later. So just quickly on the main points, we're in a massive market. It's become a lot more interesting in the last couple of years with the U.S. changes to the repeal of PASPA, which allows sports betting in states at a state-by-state level. We have some changes coming in Canada, so it's going to be a big period of growth for the coming years when we've only seen about half of the U.S. regulate so far, and then Canada still to come with some pretty big changes here in Canada where we're based. We're at a major inflection point in the company. So we have the multiple divisions I mentioned, the three. All of them are hitting their revenue now, and we've seen some pretty big revenue ramps in our B2C business. B2B is really starting to take off, and then our games, we expect a lot of growth in our casino-style games this year. And then we have lots of milestones that are still to come. So we think it's very early in our story, especially with the changes in North America. So we'll walk you through a number of the things that we've got coming up. This one is a look at the organization. So at the top is the parent company, which is FansUnite. FansUnite started trading last March on the CSE. We're now in the OTCQB under FunFF and Fans in Canada here. Right when FansUnite listed last year, they completed their first acquisition, which was a direct-to-consumer site you'll see called McBookie.com. McBookie is a UK-focused or UK-licensed sports book focused on the Scottish market, so it has a bit of a niche market. In August of last year, there was a merge completed with Ascot Entertainment, which is the company that I had founded originally. So we merged Ascot into FansUnite, which was founded by our current president, Darius. We really had a technology backbone, so we had the infrastructure that FansUnite was looking for. So we could come in and support McBookie, for example, and then build out more on the business-to-business side. But we also had a lot of experience in the esports space. So we're one of the first groups to get into esports betting, starting with our first site, Esports Pools, back in 2014. We were the first esports betting site to get licensed in the Isle of Man. So a big history in esports. FansUnite was looking for an esports component. Ascot, we were looking to be public, but also get back into some traditional sports to show the versatility of our platform and how we could support a full suite of online gambling products. And then below, you'll see some of the direct-to-consumer brands, as well as our B2B platform, the Chameleon Gaming platform. Just a few of the things that have happened since the merge. So that's when we announced it last year, was the merge of Ascot and FansUnite to create the company that we have now. We did a $5 million financing at that time. Shortly after, we announced a partnership with Gameco, and this was really our first look at the U.S. market. So previous to that, we'd only operated outside of North America. Gameco is a more traditional casino provider, so they provide video game themed cabinet casino games to the brick and mortar casino space. So a number of licenses across the US. Excuse me, we're being asked for more esports betting online products. So we partnered with them to take our esports betting platform into the US. We have a division called Ascot Games, which is building out our own online casino games with esports and video game themes. We announced our first deal for distribution of those games with the EAR. So we're just finishing up integration of our games into the EAR platform. That will open up about 120 online casino and sports books around the world to take our games. And then our direct-to-consumer site, McBookie, had their biggest revenue month in a 10-year history, up over 433% on revenue. So with McBookie and the acquisition, we really wanted to bring some scalability to them, and we've done so. So last year, we saw them double revenue from the previous year, and we expect this year to double again, and then same next year. We moved our listing from the Pink Sheets to the OTCQB in November. In December, we got our first new gaming licenses. So these were both in Malta under the Malta Gaming Authority. This gives us access to over 150 countries from that location with our gaming products. And we got 2 licenses, excuse me, B2C and B2B. So B2B allows us to sell our software into other licensed operators. So that could be our esports betting platform, it can be sportsbook products, or it can be our games. Then the B2C allows us to operate our own direct-to-consumer brands under that license. And with that, we can also white label. So if somebody wants to get into the betting space with their own brand and user base, we can give them a white label, which means they don't need to get a gaming license. They can sub-license from us, and we handle everything else. We handle banking, payments, the age identity, location verification, risk management, everything top to bottom, and they can just focus on marketing and customer acquisition. In January, we closed another financing of 13.4 million. This is Canadian as well. So that brings us to a really good cash position. As a company, we have approximately $15 million in the bank, probably another 8 million in unexercised warrants still to come in, and revenue ramping and no debt. So we're in a very strong position from a balance sheet perspective. In March, we submitted an application for 2 additional gaming licenses. So we consider Malta to be one of the most flexible. It's a tier 1 jurisdiction, the oldest one in the EU, gives us great access to the EU. UK is considered the gold standard of gaming licenses. So we should be receiving our UK licenses within the next 3-4 weeks, both a B2B and B2C again. And that will allow us to move McBookie into our own license structure as opposed to sub-licensing, which they do now. So just some highlights. We've got 4 B2C sites live now. You can see McBookie, Vamos, FansUnite, and Esports Bets. FansUnite is our social platform right now, so not real money. Esports Bets is our existing esports betting site. Vamos GG and McBookie I'll talk about in a few more slides, but well over $350 million in betting volume now. We have a number of B2B deals signed for our Chameleon platform. Over 300,000 registered users through our own brands, and a number of major partnerships that we've announced in the past with people like Pinnacle, IMG. So to talk about our product, we've got Chameleon and Ascot. These are the B2B offerings. So Chameleon is the full suite of player account management system, risk management, trading, all for sports betting for traditional sports, esports betting, and then we have casino plugged in as well. So in addition to our own casino games, currently you could access 6,000 casino games from other providers through our platform. Again, we can handle everything throughout, many licensed jurisdictions. The Malta license gives us 150 countries. We have Curacao license, about to get UK, and then making some moves into the US. On the Ascot Games front, this is where we saw a bit of a gap in the space of casino games online. We know that it's a huge industry. We know that traditional sports books want to move people over to casino games if they can, if they get them as a sports bettor. So we, with our esports background, realized that the demographic we were capturing is about 18 to 30-year-olds, very sought after demographic. But once you get them in for betting on esports, struggle to get them into the casino. So we're building a suite of games that appeal to that same demographic. Video game themes or content or look and feel. So we have 4 games complete right now. You see 2 of them there, and you can go to ascot.games, our site, to see more. We're just finishing up our 5th game now, and we anticipate having 10 done this year. As mentioned, the distribution model is through aggregators, so we integrate to them, and then they distribute to hundreds or thousands of sports books and casinos. So the first integration is underway, and then we'll be adding more this year. On the B2C, let's talk about 2 of our main brands at the moment. One is McBookie, which generates a lot of our revenue currently. It was the acquisition that FansUnite did, really focused on the niche market in Scotland. So it's capturing a good market share in Scotland and not necessarily competing with the larger brands in the UK. And that's a bit of our model for B2C. We don't look to necessarily be a brand in the US, for example, because it's dominated by 4 or 5 big players. But we find these areas, especially when we have the licenses and the technology, we can very efficiently launch brands. And McBookie is an example of one of those brands we have. As I said, doubled revenue last year. We'll double revenue again this year, and looking for lots of things to come with that brand. The other one we recently launched is an example of us being able to go into these markets very quickly and hyper localize. So Vamos GG is an esports first betting brand focused on the Brazilian market. So it's all in Brazilian Portuguese, launched on our own platform. All the payment methods are localized to Brazil, the language, everything, all of the marketing. So about to announce a number of things going forward with Vamos GG, but once we get through this, then we can continue to do these localized brand launches off the platform. Very strong board. So myself and Darius are both on it. Darius founded FansUnite. I founded Ascot. Harish is in Asia, and he was the former president of Paddy Power Betfair Asia, now Flutter, biggest betting group in the world. Chris Grove, I think, is one of the top minds in the US sports betting space and poker. So if you follow that space, you'll have come across some of the work Chris does, either through his work at Eilers and Krychek Gaming or some of his investment work. And then James Keane has been around for many years in the online gambling space, going back to the original days of online poker. He was on the founding team of Paradise Poker, managing director of Sporting Bet, and now he's the CEO of a social casino game company. Licensing I've really touched on. So we've got the Malta ones, which gives us the 150 plus countries based out of Europe. Curacao is a very flexible license regime that we have access to. Weeks away from obtaining our UK GC licenses. In the US, our Gameco partnership is helping us approach companies through their licensing, but we've also begun the work to get our own licensing in New Jersey, and then we'll look to expand through more states this year. And then Canada, we expect some very good things this year. They're changing the federal betting laws here to allow single event sports betting, but we're also seeing some of the provinces talk about opening up to outside operators. And we think we're well positioned from a number of fronts, one being here in Canada, one of the few platforms in Canada, as well as having licenses from places like Malta and the UK, which we know Canada will look for some guidance. So just to finish up, kind of where we started, but we know we're in a big space, and some of the betting numbers coming out of the US have been pretty massive, and we're only halfway through regulation there. We have multiple revenue streams in the business. So we have B2B, we have direct to consumer, and then we have the casino games. So 3 revenue streams to pull from, and they're all either generating revenue now or about to turn it on. And then with lots of things ahead of us. So the catalysts still coming, UK license. We expect more US expansion. More B2B deals will be being signed. Our games will be out into aggregators this year and go from, say, 5 games we have now to 10. And then, we've done the one McBookie acquisition, which was a pretty big one for the company. The merge was a very transformational event for the company between Ascot and FansUnite. We're in a good cash position. We're generating revenue. So M&A will be a big part of our strategy going forward. So I think we're getting close on time, so I'll end there. My contact information is there. You can reach me at scott@FansUnite.com. Happy to answer any questions through that, and we may have a couple of minutes here to answer some now. So I will stop my speaking and let the moderator come back.
Yeah, why not, Scott, right? Let's use a little of the time here while we got you. We do have a question, and just to say it again, fansunite.com. We do have a question here. Where did it go? There it is. From Benzinga's own Mitch. I'm in Colorado. How can I bet with Fans Unite?
Yeah, it's actually a good question, a good location.
Thank you,
So
Mitch.
yeah, thanks, Mitch. So currently, you can't bet with FansUnite right now in Colorado, but actually the first U.S. deal we announced is in Colorado. So we've partnered to provide an esports betting platform with the Southern Ute tribes. They have the Sky Ute Casino. And so they'll be launching with our esports product. I don't know when. We've done all the work to get them ready. Now it's just up to, I guess, regulators when they turn that on. So today you can't, but hopefully very soon you'll be able to access a site that shows our platform. If anybody's in the US and wants to see a demonstration, just reach out to me and I can get a demonstration link over.
Awesome. What was that email one more time for us?
Yeah, Scott@fansunite.com.
Awesome. So I got a couple questions here from myself. So, when a user is looking at a lot of the different online betting platforms, like what are some of the differentiators that you guys offer? Is it execution of the bet? Is it the, user interface? Like what should people be looking for when they're trying to make a decision?
Yeah, I mean, I think the first one is look to a properly licensed and regulated site. So it's one of the moves in Canada is to allow operators to come in and get licensed because so much of the betting activity in Canada is going offshore to unregulated sites. So as a protection for the user, I mean that's the first step I would take. What we really started out to do in terms of esports betting, and we started in 2014, 2015. Is we wanted a highly engaging real-time product. So we actually we're the first ones to bring out stream betting, which allows you to watch a live stream of the actual video game event. So Counter-Strike, League of Legends, Dota 2, and then bet real time as the action's going on. So every 20, 30, 40 seconds. So that's what we were looking for is more engagement, get users on site, stay on site. So you'll see that differentiator from us in terms of our esports product. The things we're bringing into the platform on sports betting, I think would be also pretty unique for a US user. And when we're able to show that here, I think you'll see a lot more around specials. So not just regular pre-match, who's going to win, who's going to lose, the over/under, but a lot more prop style bets, more in-play product, but then things like cash out. So the ability to actually limit your loss or take part of a win. So actually, while we'll be offering cash out type functionality, Bet Builder is another one that would be unique where users can build their own parlay bet within a game. So you can take a soccer game, for example, and say, okay, on this match, I want to bet, who's going to score first, how many yellow cards there's going to be, how many corner kicks, and build your own bet. So looking for unique things like that is, I think, something people will see with our platform.
Awesome, Scott. Really good presentation today. Thanks a bunch for coming on. Scott Burton, he is CEO of Fans Unite Entertainment.
All right. Thanks a lot.